just mentioned deficiency and what happened. So this is according to the new 2013 framework. Major deficiency exists if there's an internal control deficiency or a combination, so not just necessarily one by itself, but a combination of deficiencies that severely reduces the likelihood of an entity achieving its objectives. And I always love these definitions, and I'm sure you do, because they're so clear. Like when you go out, you know exactly what they mean. And if you have regulators and things that come in, then you know that they know exactly, you all are right on the same page, everybody knows exactly what we're talking about here. But anyway, so that's kind of the very clear use of that. So the second bullet here is exactly what I was just talking about. So we have to use our best judgment, but we also talk to the regulators, we talk to the external auditors, or we talk to whoever the bodies that are important to your standard-setting bodies, in whether it's government or public-private practice, and see what is important to them, and kind of use those all in determining this severely reducing the likelihood of achieving objectives. Now, compensating controls can be put in place. So say you have a breakdown in controls in this one area, but you're looking at all these other things that we're doing, so somebody didn't do this, but this person in this department is doing this, and this department. You can put those compensating controls in place and then reassess whether there's still a major deficiency or not. And so those compensating controls can come into place, and just because one isn't present in function, it doesn't mean that there may not be compensating controls. Of course, famous last words, you have to document. So if you're using compensating controls, we need to talk about what those are and how they're working. So imagine requiring judgment in designing, implementing, conducting internal control, and assessing its effectiveness. I think if anybody who's implemented SOX here, or even COSO on its own, but I know specifically when it came to SOX, it was such a panic when we implemented SOX the first time. Nobody knew what anybody's expectations were. We kind of threw everything in the kitchen sink into the key controls and what have you, because we were so concerned that we wouldn't pass, that we just kind of threw everything at it and hoped that something would stick and that it would make people happy and there would be enough there that we kind of covered our backsides. And I'm kind of hoping that, certainly that was in 2002 that we were doing that SOX implementation. And, by now we've kind of gone through and we've reassessed. But I think this is a great opportunity for us as auditors to help management kind of take a step back and say, okay, let's focus on the objectives again. Let's kind of go back to, we used to have this cost-benefit analysis about controls. Every control costs us money, but, there were benefits to it. Well, when SOX came into place, that kind of went out with, baby went out with the bathwater, because because if they don't like it, we're going to be fined or what have you. So I kind of hope that maybe this would be the age of reason, that we'll come back to good key controls, but that we're back to looking at what the business objective is. And typically, business objective for most companies making money. That is typically one of your objectives. So can we go back and look at that cost-benefit analysis to controls? I know for some of our clients that we had controls, and I would say, okay, well, who else, so we're doing this control for SOX, and we've tested it, and it's working. Who uses this? Like here's this great report, and it captures all of these things. Who uses this? Oh, well, no, Sally just does that because it's so we can sign off for SOX. And I don't know if any of the rest of you kind of had that experience, but we shouldn't be doing a control just because we need something to comply with the SOX objective. We should be doing controls because we're meeting a business objective. So that's kind of my soliloquy on the age of reason, and hoping that this judgment comes back in, and people are going to look to you guys, because we are seen as the experts in internal controls. And so hopefully we can generate a few more of these conversations about judgment and cost and benefit and what have you. Okay, I know, it's really bad, but I came up with 2 socks jokes. I know. And actually, while we're on the topic, I said to Amanda when we came in, my husband dared me this morning when I walked out the door. Mike, you know my husband, so the rest of you will have to bear with me. But he dared me that I couldn't get my son's joke that he told me in, so I'm just going to tell it now. So, because one stupid joke deserves another one. So, and you all will probably get this. So, what did one ocean say to the other? Somebody must know, sure. Nope. They didn't say anything, they just waved. I know, but hey, I win the bet. Amanda, you're my witness.
I don't know if you win anything.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so this is my other really bad socks joke. All right, okay, yeah, I know. It's another one my husband loves, you know. Can't get our socks on, or the shoes on by every week. Okay, so anyway, so what should we do about socks?